Hey guys, my name is Ismas, and today we're going to be looking at how to make easy anime animations in a matter of minutes. Yeah, so I'm going to be using 3 products that are free to download. I've already reviewed some of these products on the channel, and I'm going to be leaving links to the videos on how to use them. So the first thing we're going to be using is this city generator that I reviewed in this video here. Yeah, this free anime city generator is what I used, and the other thing I used was this wiggle bonds for the animation of the bonds to make the hair and the cloth animated, and her hands. Most of the animation is by using wiggle bonds, and a few keyframe animations that I did. I'm going to show you how to do that. Then what else? And then for the character, for the anime character, I use a software called vroid, which is what I'm going to show you. And I also have a complete video on how to use it. I'll also be leaving a link in the description. But let's jump into vroid and set up a new character. I'm going to just close here. Yeah, so I'm going to be leaving links to where I downloaded all these things I'm using. So let's start with vroid here. It's an anime generator, and the characters you make are free to use in any way. So let's do that. Let's create a new project here, and we can select any type we want. If you want a feminine or masculine character, I'm just going to select this one here so that we can jump in. And we are here. So the first thing I'm going to do is select an outfit, a proper outfit for this, and I'm just going to select, I don't know, something with a skirt so that we can show off the cloth animation, maybe something like this. So you get a list of templates to choose from. I don't know, this one would work very well. So let me scroll down. You can see there have quite a few stuff here. Let me select maybe this. Yeah, let's go with this. I think it will show off the cloth simulation even better. So yeah, you have your character. Let's go to the body, maybe make a few adjustments. And I really want to show off wiggle bonds very well. And I think the best way to show it off is by having some assets to work with. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to look at this. Yeah, so I think that's good enough, and we can go to the hair because we also need to show off the hair. I'm going to use this hair. I think it's what I used in the example. So, and I think that's it. There's a little things you can do to customize the character to fit your style, but I think this is good, and we're going to export the character. So one issue with vroid is that it exports the object as a VRM export, which Blender doesn't import, but there is a Blender add-on that supports VRM that can import VRM into Blender. I'm going to also add a link in the description and show you how to use that as well. So let's yeah, everything checks out good. Let's hit export. You need to enter some names and everything else, and yeah, you can select the license you want to add. You can choose what license you want if you want to share this with other people. I'm just going to select other, and then I think that's good. We can hit export, select where we want to export this. I'm going to call this I don't know, A2, and then save. Takes a moment to process, and I think we are good. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is, if you want to use this character, you need to be using Blender 3.4 because the current version of the VRM add-on doesn't work in Blender 3.5. I think they have changed 3.5 a bit, that some add-ons are not working currently. Maybe in the future, by the time you're watching this, maybe it will be fixed. But for now, the VRM add-on that we have to use to import the character only works in 3.4, and I think versions below. So let's go on a file, import. You'll see that I've already installed the VRM add-on. It's very easy to install, and I'm just going to be leaving a link in the description for anyone who wants to get it. So let's select that, and I have this VM2. I will just select it and then import. You can see there is no license selected because we didn't select any license, so I'm just going to use import anyway, and the character should be imported. Okay, so here we are. We have our character, and we're good. For the animation, like I said, I'm going to be using the wiggle bond animation. I have a video for that, this wiggle bond add-on, and if you want to see how it works, I'm going to just leave a link to that if you want to see it. But yeah, this is what we have. I'm just going to I'm going to find the wiggle bond add-on. You can see it's here. I'm going to enable it for the scene and enable it for this selected armature, then expand this and go to edit mode, and we have here. So wiggle bond works when you have animation. So let's select this bone, and I'm just going to animate it jumping up and down. So one keyframe for somewhere there. I think I'm just going to pull this down a bit, and then maybe at frame 20 we move this up, and I'm just going to duplicate this a few times like that. So we have the animation jumping up and down, and I'm going to also change the frame rate to 60 because I want a more smoother animation. So you can see now it's a bit faster but also smoother like that. I'm going to end the timeline about 200 frames, so we have something like that. Now let me show you the neat trick about this add-on, the Wigglebone add-on. I'm just first going to hide these collided. They're not very useful for this project. They come with the character. I'm going to select the bonds, and also just for visibility, I'm going to make sure that they are in front, so that they're always rendered in front of the character, so that I know which bond I'm working with. And I'm going to go to tab. I'm going to tab into the pose mode, and just hide these leg bonds and these, because I want to select only the skirt bonds. Now we can select any of the skirt bonds. Say this. Just going to select this, give it a bond tail, the bond tail option, and we should start to see it animate wiggle a bit. Now I can select the entire chain of that bond, so this and that, and I think that, give them the bond tail option, and you can see that it starts bouncing like that. We also want to do this for the other bonds, so I'm just going to select these bonds, bond tail. Now you can see what we have. Just do this for all the bonds that you want to be animated, and we should be good. Perfect. Now we can also do this for the feet or for the legs if you want. So I can just give this a bond tail as well. But the issue with giving this a bond tail, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get the timing right. So I prefer to just animate these by hand. So I want to have them rotated somewhere like that at frame 1, and at frame 20 we can have them straightened like that. I'm just going to clear the rotation here, and make sure that the bonds you want animated, make sure they don't have any Wigglebone settings, so that they're not animated. And I'm just going to repeat this animation. So we have something like this. Now you see we're starting to get what we want, and we don't have to use the cloth simulation for this. We can also do this for the hair. Just going to select everything here and just give them the bond tail. Now look at that. Now one thing you will notice is that sometimes you'll see the hair going through the character like that. If you see that, that's very easy. Just select the bonds that are going through the character, that are intersecting the character, and just give them the mesh as a collider object, and that should stop that from happening. So now we don't see any intersection of the hair and the character. So we can also create some animation to the, if you don't want to animate the hands, you can also just give them a bond tail option. And look at that. Of course, the animation is going to be a little bit off, as you might see, as you see there. But it's good enough. If you want to hand animate these, just turn off the bond tail and animate the bonds that you want to hand animate. But I think this is good enough for this sort of animation we want. And if you have a run cycle, you can animate the run cycle and then have the clothes be animated by the amateurs. With that, then what I did next, I just copied this object, the character, into this building generator. Just duplicated some of the buildings in different areas like that to make an entire city. And yeah, so the great thing about this city generator, this anime city generator, again, links are in the description if you want to check out more about it, is that it comes with this HDRI image that is hand painted, I think. And so what I did is I went to the world settings and animated Z rotation of that HDRI to give it that motion, and I think the rest was just placing the buildings. I also have another character here, and we can take a look at the animation one more time. Yeah, so yeah, it's playing a bit too fast because I'm rendering at the frame rate is 24 to 60, but if I put it at 30, it should be a bit slower. So yeah, that's one way to do it. So if this workflow works for you, I'm going to leave all the links in the description to the different videos, and download links for you to get these applications and free products. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Speaking of HDRIs, did you know that there is an add-on called HDRI Maker that you can use to create your own HDRI? What I like about this add-on is that it's customizable to the point that you can integrate the HDRI into your scene, so that it's not just a background in your scene, but actually part of the foreground, that it can be included for occlusion and everything. So yeah, if this is something that you might find interesting, I'll be leaving links in the description for you to check out. Thank you.